Hello. Today, let's see the operation named Supply Chain Plan Manager. The operation is released by Red Laboratory, Singapore company, and released 1 week ago. Almost 200 applications. The company is 5,000 to 10,000 employees. Okay, let's see about the job description. About the job overview, the supply chain plan manager will manage a cross-country plan team responsible for implementing global supply chain plan and operations within the region. He or she will lead the supply plan, inventory management, working with the manufacturing plan on production plan and the Taiwan distribution center to establish replenishment supply to the and market Tier 2. This is for finished goods. He or she will also engage with various shareholders to drive business results and performance to improve OTIF, bank order management, and inventory optimization. Okay, I see this is a very complex supply chain. Most manufacturers, they have the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 supply management. For example, the vehicle manufacturer, the co-vendor is Tier 1 vendors. The subsystem vendors is the Tier 2 supplier. Okay, I think maybe in the pharmacy and the chemical and the technology, they are also have the Tier 1 and Tier 2 supplementary. Okay, let's see how you will make an impact. Responsible for all aspects of inventory and supply plan with a goal of ensure desired revenue, margin, service, inventory, capacity, and the total delivery cost target are achieved. Secondly, execute your S&OP, S&OE process to provide an optimized customer service level and working capital. Performance as defined by the organization's business operation plan and strategy objective. Support the regional annual operation plan (AOP) process. Third one, influence and collaborate with the key partners in marketing, commercials, sales, financial, demanding plan, logistics, production, and production to address input or output gaps identified by forecast error review and production plan alignment. I think it is very important, but I think at the top of the strategy for the supply chain, it is not the internal strategy, but the top strategy. Listen to your vendor, listen to the local government. This is very important. Let's talk about the supply chain in China. I can give you example of the Apple or Tesla. This I think the Tesla should be a very good example. So we just see a very interesting question in Zhihu. This is a very popular social platform in China. Today I have seen a question. They asked why is Tesla's profit margin is so high when there is more than 90% of its parts is localized. They always think there is should be no profit because most in China's vehicle manufacturers, they are almost no profit, almost at the zero profit. I think so because last year and today and this year they have reduced their cost and decreased their sales price hugely. So there is very few profit. I think maybe negative profit. So I think this is a very good question. And I think that if we want to talk about Tesla, there should be talk about Apple. Apple in China, because Apple in China they have heavy supply chain, so we can get some reference from Apple. According to Apple's China domestic experience of doing Apple's related supply chain, it can be conducted that the Tesla chain is also the same logic. I think so. The ruler of the Apple's supply chain is as long as the joint development with him, that the first 3 years, the Apple will ensure the vendor can make money, and the Apple will offer a gross profit to less than 50%. I think Apple will itself will do not agree. The first year to the Apple's vendor to the suppliers, if the gross profit rate is more than 75, there is a very normally. Mainly depending on how much Apple is responsible for the project team budget of this component of the parts, and the core degree of the component is not great. The second year, the vendor's profit will down to maybe 50%, and the third year, the next year, it will drop to 25%, and subsequently the subsequent year, the price must continue to drop, so the cost will drop. Okay, so as long as the product remains, so the cost will decrease at the same time. I think Apple use this method to increase the supply chain and develop a supply chain that are genuinely will to grow with your company, with the benefit we have this benefit to help the supply chain, not only for Apple but also to the vendors. First one, I think during the supply, how to say the word? Let me check.
Diluting.
I think Apple they provide this high profit and decrease the one year by year. It is the aim to diluting the suppliers' sustainable upfront investment, including a portion of design and development fee. So some designer and development fee are paid separately. I think maybe some very heavy investment such as the machine, very big machine will be invested by Apple and the joint company to ensure the vendors don't lose money in the first place. This is the first one. Secondly, Apple will have the policy to quarterly price reduction, forcing the entire supply chain reduce cost. And if you are Apple's tier 1 vendor, then you will also force your next family to reduce cost. That means the tier 2, maybe the tier 3 will reduce the cost at the same time. So Apple will ensure that the entire supply chain to maintain the vitality of cost reduction. Okay. Thirdly, so the vendor will more willing to cooperate with Apple's process improvement. Cost reduction requirement improvement gain can be shared equally between the two, before the vendor and the Apple. Last one, after the supply, the vendor has the money, and Apple will willing to share the improvement benefit. So I think maybe the Apple and the supply chain all benefit from the cost reduction, cost decreasing. Sorry. The supply will increase the hardware and the software investment in R&D to develop the more cheaper and more efficient parts and component. And they will investment in the R&D and the process re-engineering and activity seeking for cost reduction for Apple. So the supply will continue to make how to say they will have
Spontaneous.
spontaneous. They will continue to make spontaneous improvement in order to complete the price reduction for the next quarter. I think at the same logic, the Tesla is at the same logic. The logic of Tesla supply chain is similar. The Americans are basically the same routine. Only domestic companies such as Huawei, like suppliers, do not earn a ding, but also accompanied to co-development. I think this is why our Chinese always so hard working, because there is no earning, almost no earning, just make money, just make the contract, but they give you very few money, so you must working more harder. Then the cost of the supply starts dead, and the calculated your period cost, so you cannot, so you can only get a gross profit, but zero profit, net profit, but zero net profit of the contract. That I think the leader and the big one should be Huawei. So the co-development money Huawei do not pay a dime. How to pronounce it?
Dime.
Dime. Dime. D-I-M-E. Let's check with on Lawman. D-I-M-E. D-I-M-E.
Dime.
Dime. I think the Huawei will not not pay a dime for its Taiwan and Tier 2 suppliers. At the same time, even government subsidies are given to you. They are also required to give their customers. Then the vendors will give you a big order to boost your company's revenue. So they say you can make money from China stock market. So at the same time, they studied from Apple. They asked to reduce the cost quarterly. So I think this is a different company, different style. This is the conclusion for the last for the question why Tesla can earning revenue, because this reason. I feel it's a point maybe no design. I think just for the vehicle design, just for the vehicle manufacturing, I think from the Tesla Y, Tesla Model 3, and all of these vehicles, they are all very similar, because there is no very new design change, but just the only optimization, how to pronounce it is 优化 optimization. Yeah, optimization. Know this word, so weird. Sorry, let's check about it on the deep learning. Optimization.
Optimization.
Optimization. Check about Lawman. Know this word. There is so weird. Optimization. For Tesla vehicle, there is only optimization of the process. single unit manufacturing cost remain continuously reduced. This is very important. And I think especially in China mainland, for Tesla, they have they almost no how to say the word 宣传 propaganda.
Propaganda.
Yes, propaganda. Check on Roman.
Propaganda.
For Tesla, there are almost no propaganda, so sales costs are very low to the benefit to the consumer and benefit to the company. And I think a very important reason for Tesla and for Apple in the whole supply chain, because there is less internal corruption. It is very important. The Apple and the Tesla, they will do not need to give the supplier a bunch of process parameters that they cannot do, I think. And then there is the supplier to report a high price to facilitate the procedure manager to eat a lot of kickback, maybe the on-the-table money. This is a routine for the many domestic vehicle manufacturers. Always the procurement manager, even the procurement director, they all doing also. They have a very big income because this. Just someone will ask if there is an accident about the procurement, so how to do it? If accident occur, the procurement manager and the director, they will say that the suppliers did not follow the parameter, did not follow the process requirement for supply. How to say? Yes, they say the cutting corner. Maybe this word. Check out cutting corner. Yes, they say the suppliers cutting corner, resulting in domestic vehicle manufacturing to purchase a comprehensive done or part is more than the cost of Tesla is higher than the cost of the whole vehicle of Tesla. When China government introduced the Tesla, a large part of the reason it could not stand to see the domestic vehicle manufacturing getting a higher and higher subsidies, while crying themselves unprofitable, looking for a catfish. The government just want to looking for a catfish. The result is that the catfish is too rolled up. It slightly restricted the shipment of these catfish, such as not allowing administrative institutions to purchase, to the local government car making new forced to leave some living. Next one, the corruption for the external is very few. For Apple and the Tesla, they no need to spend a lot of money on upward and downward relationships, just as tribute to local government and the strong core component manufacturers, and even local government had to give the Tesla, give Apple the large tax rebate, which Tesla and Apple chose to give to consumer, and the local government thus complete the central government target for local transfer payment. In conclusion, Tesla and Apple, they do not much more stronger than domestic manufacturing. They have the same supply chain in domestic, in global, but the people simply do not pay according to your dedicated or routine. Rulers, house rulers, human feeling, one table culture, under table exchange, under table business, the corruption, people break your rulers and earn the money just because their ruler is very simple and clear. So I think this is co-competitive for Apple and Tesla for their supply chain is very clear. This is top policy and top strategy. Okay, let's back to the JD. Next one is optimize usage of rapid, responsible, and S&OP to ensure demand and supply alignment, ensure sales and operation plan are accurate, updated, maintained, and available with key shareholders and senior management for decision making. I think this is not professional description because for the cost of the supply chain to ensure the sales and operation plan are accurate, it is not dependent on the system, but dependent on the policy, the continuous policy. If you can change the price, change the cost very easily, there is should be accident, should be corruption. This is the key in supply chain. Every price, every number is very important. They cannot make decision just by human. Should be decision making by ruler, by the strategy. Next line. Lead and participate in supply chain strategy optimization project, including advanced planning tools and technical to optimize the capacity optimization, inventory management, and efficiency replenishment pronunciation.
Replenishment.
Replenishment management. This also should be decided by the policy. For example, for the supply chain of the vehicle and Apple, just see the vehicle manufacturing. Almost all the Taiwan vendors distributed in China mainland. There is so big mainland, so big areas. So the WIP should be very long times. So you need to have the schedule, have the plan. It is very accurate. But for the tier 2 and the tier 3 suppliers, the vendors, they may they have burden a high inventory cost. So all in China's manufacturing vendors, they have the policy to build the factory just beside the manufacturing, just for Tesla and Volkswagen and all of this manufacturing. They can you can see there is so many small factory built beside the core factory, so they can supply all of this very small part just in one time, just only maybe in 1 hour. This is so quickly, so you can find there is almost no delay for the supply. It is very clear, just started from Toyota. Next, lead process continuous improvement in initiative. How to say initiative?
Initiatives.
Improvement initiatives within supply chain. Manage teams or plan to ensure global standard process and plan system adoption through train and change management. I think this is also important. You must keep the policy in your internal companies. You must training and improve the knowledge of your team. It is very important to everyone. So let's see what you bring. Bachelor's degree in supply chain, engineering, or related field. MBA and APICS. APICS is what? Oh, 亚太经合组织 certification is a plus. 7 years experience in regional supply chain plan and inventory management. Solid understanding of ERP and plan software and the ability to utilize optimize the plan process with master setting. Knowledge of key, how to say,
Kinaxis.
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 Check on Lawman. Know this word. Kinaxis is rapid, responsible, and SAP strongly prefer. They asked for SAP. They always they just know only SAP, no other vendors. But you see, there is not the SAP in the biotechnology, the best one. Just in QAD, just for QAD, they are the number one in the manufacturing in the global market, just for vehicle manufacturing. For the IFS, they are the European product used on aircraft, used on biotechnology. But I think the JD is write down by some HR. They just learn the knowledge from the MBA, all this course. So short. Sorry. Next one, people management skill, demonstrated leadership skills and strong initiative and ownership. Initiative, strong initiative and ownership. Next one, strong analytical skill and the ability to translate into action to drive problem solving issue and improve performance. This is no need because I think they have 3 companies. For the startup companies, just depend on your product. Because you have nothing, no money, no customer, just because your product is excellent, so the startup company will grow. The second company is middle class companies, just depending on the startup for product, middle class for propaganda. This is the word. Let me check it again. Advertisement, propaganda. It is important to expand your market very quickly for the advertisement. But for the very big companies, I think the companies by Red Laboratory, they have almost 10,000 employees. They do not depend on the product, do not depend on advertisement, just depend on ruler and policy. Yes, like a country, the policy will decide the future of the country. The ruler will decide the company's future. This is 3 type of company. So almost no possible to drive problem solving issue and improve problems. Just some case, maybe like the Six Sigma management. They have the story about the Kaizen. Kaizen means very small improvement, very small very small for the performance. What you can see, if you have very strong policy, very strong ruler, so every small step is almost no need for restricted organization. Okay, who we are. For 70 years, by Red.
Rad.
Yes, by Red has focused on advanced the discovery process and transforming the field of science and health care. As one of the top 5 life science companies, we are a global leader in developing, manufacturing, and making a broad range of high-quality research and clinical diagnostic product. Diagnostic products. We help people everywhere living longer, healthily. Recently bought a best place to work. By Red offered a unique employee experience with collaborative teams that span the globe. Here, you are supported by leadership to build your career and are empowered to drive change that makes an impact you can see. Benefits. By Red's biggest asset is our people, and this is the reason why our total reward delivery program that provide value, quality, and inclusive while satisfying the drivers' need of our hard to pronounce evolving our evolving workforce. Our offering serve to enrich the overall health, wealth, and well-being of our employees and their families through the various stages of an employee's work and life cycle. We are proud to offer comprehensive medical plan and insurance, flexible benefits, wellness progress, extensive learning and development opportunities, and more. Oh, very good company. In my last companies, I just working in China 10 years ago. The company's leader, my director boss, limited me to study for the master degree. I don't know what they think about, but I think there is not policy good in the companies, just restricted by personality. Yes, there is the disaster company. Next, EEO statement. I don't know what is EEO. EEO 平等就业机会声明 by Red is an equal employment opportunity employee. Equal employment opportunity employee. And we welcome candidates of all background.
Veterans,
people with disability, and people of all race, ethnicities, genders, ages, and orientations are encouraged to apply. Orientations are how to translate orientations? Oh yes, I see. Different female and male orientations. Agency, no solicitation. Agency, non-solicitation. By Red does not accept the agent's resume unless the agent has been authorized by a Red recruiting representative. Please do not submit resume unless authorized. Please do not submit resumes unless authorized to do so. By Red will not pay for any fee related to unsolicited resume.
Unsolicited.
So weird the pronunciation.
Unsolicited.
Unsolicited resume. Okay, this is a very good job, but I'm not applied. Let me try. There are just 200 applications, appli- applicants, applicants. Let's pronounce it.
Applicants.
Applicants, 200 applicants, 200 applicants. There is a very big competitive in the operation. Okay, let's stop the recording.